Hi everybody, I'm Lori Townsend and I'll be your professor for this business communication course. There's two different classes in here, CRN 30151 and 30794. If you found it this far, you actually are in one of those two classes. This is our first, well, I used it over the summer, but this is our first full semester using D2L or Brightspace. So it's going to be a little different, but I think it's easier to use than Blackboard. For those of you who've been here and used Blackboard, you shouldn't have any trouble. There are training and stuff, and we'll look at that in a minute. So I just wanted to give you a view of the, an overview of the course. This is the content page. I like the content page better than the home because I can see different information. Your screen may look a little different. This is the professor view, but it's not that different. You'll be fine. Okay. I like this table of contents on the left menu. You know, maybe it's because I worked in Blackboard for so long. Blackboard always had a menu on the left, so I feel more comfortable because there is one. Take a look at the table of contents. Take a look at the welcome page. There's information about me there. I'm sure you're just dying to read that. Just joking. Here's the course information ready to get started. It gives you some tips. Welcome to Business Communications. There's the syllabus. Point distribution with grades. This class is point-based, not average. So if I put a 0 in, it doesn't really make a difference because your points haven't gone up or down. Okay, so here's the calendar. And oh, that's not the one I wanted though. Point distribution is what I wanted. Okay, there we go. Okay, so each assignment has, first of all, anything that's not on this list is not assigned. You don't have to do it because there's no points associated with it, and it'll just screw up your grade if you do it possibly. Okay, so the icebreaker is the first thing that's worth 25 points. Research and consent assignment is worth 5 points. Okay, then we start the modules. Note that it says 111 there in the first column, 222, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. That's the module that the assignment is in. That's where you can get the points in that assignment, in that module. So you've got a study plan that you can do for 5 points. You can do an assignment for 10 points, and finally there's a quiz for 20 points, and you get 2 shots at every quiz. Now for some reason it's cutting off the points that you need to pass the course. You know, how many points are there? Let me see if I can find another one. I'm going to pause it for a second while I find a different version of this. Okay, so I opened in Excel so you could see the other 2 columns. I don't know why they're not showing because it's not that big of a sheet, but anyway, to get an A you have to get between 553 points and 615. 16 or 15 is the denominator that I will be using. Now, sometimes when you open assignments, it automatically adds that assignment to the denominator, and there are some assignments we don't cover. So if you accidentally open one of those assignments, you're adding to the denominator and it's not going to work. So I'm going to use 615 no matter what you have, so keep that in mind. Okay. Some students too think, oh, I only had 492 in my denominator because I only did the first 8 modules. Well, that's all good and fun, but I'm still using 615. Okay. And then, you know, the rest just go down to there. 368 is the magic number. You have to get that in order to pass the course. Above that, so 369. And if you want to have an SU in the course, if you're looking for an S, you have to have 430 points. Okay. Go with the flow a little bit. It's something to get used to doing a point-based class versus a average class, but trust me, this is much easier for both you and me. Okay, so there's the syllabus. The book is free. It's embedded in the syllabus. You should be able to access it. If you can't, let me know. The calendar is there, class communication, information about Brightspace. I recommend the app, unlike the Blackboard app that didn't work at all. It seems like Brightspace has a pretty decent one. It's called Pulse. Take a look at it. I put a link in here to the book as well. And here's the FAQ. I try to put an FAQ in every one of my classes to help, because students always ask the same questions. So if I can answer it ahead of time, great. Do I need a book? Yes. The assignment is due Friday. What does that mean? It means the end of day, 11:59. What format can my assignments be submitted in? PDF, dot, or docs. I do not accept pages. I do not accept PNGs, JPEGs. Trying to see if I can think of anything else. Now, that's pretty much it. Even Google will allow you to save as a PDF, so make sure that you're not saving as pages, because I can't open the assignment and unfortunately it gets you a 0. Okay, I emailed your assignment. I don't accept anything via email. This is a new version of the book and the assignments, and it does say in a couple of them email, and I write very largely in the directions, do not email me. I do not want any assignment. I want a copy of it in here in Brightspace, so that if there's ever any issue, we can go look at the assignment. It's right there. Okay. I submitted assignment. Why didn't you grade it? Well, I grade as fast as I can. There's sometimes, like when we do the public speaking one, it takes me a long time to grade those, because I have to grade the speeches and I have to grade your evaluation of a speech, and there's an assignment with the movie, and there's a lot of things to be done. I promise you I will get to it as quickly as I can. I worked ahead, but you didn't grade it. Well, sometimes I want to be on the same page. You know, I want to be and do all of the entries for, say, Module 8 at the same time. I want to be in the mode. So if you submitted it the first day of school for Module 9, it's not going to get graded for a while. Okay, when will my final grades be posted? I post them as soon as I can, as soon as they're done. So the only thing you've done by asking me the question is slowed me down a little bit. So that's fine if you want to do that, but it'll be much, I assure you I'm working as quickly as I can, and you will have your answers soon at the end of the semester. Okay, there's a movie that we use for this class, The Secrets of Body Language. It's a great documentary. It's in YouTube, and I have a link in the assignment to the video. However, YouTube likes to move it around, and sometimes it's a broken link by the time, you know, I've already put the link in there by the time class starts. I will try to check it again, but sometimes I miss it. The thing is, if you search it, you should be able to find it, and there's directions how. It starts with starts with President George W. Bush and Vladimir Putin, so you know you got the right video, and it's an hour and a half long. Okay, how do I figure out my grade? That's there. We kind of already looked at the point system. Can I double space? I know everybody is so used to double spacing for all those classes, but guess what? The real world is single spaced. So because I want you to pretend like these are documents that you would be using immediately for work, we want them to look as such, and therefore there is no single spacing or no double spacing in this class, single spacing only. Okay, and surprisingly enough, I don't know why I'm surprised, I shouldn't be, but a couple of students have found the answers on the internet and submitted them as their own. Great! Good job. I love it when students show initiative. Unfortunately, that is plagiarism, and you will unfortunately get a 0 if you submit that. So I'm just giving you a warning up front about that. Okay, so content. Let's look at over there for a second. Okay, so here's the actual modules. I wish they had numbers on them, but it doesn't let me play with them. Read through Succeeding with Waymaker. It might help you, give you some study tips. And this is actually the start of the class. There's an assignment in here as well, but the main part, this is Module 1, Communicating in Business. writing and business written communication, and it goes on from there. Okay. PowerPoints is just the copy of the PowerPoints. I put them all together. They are in each module as well, but in case you want to look at them in a different way. And this is the last module, last assignment. Okay. All right. Good luck. I really enjoy teaching business communications. I've been doing it for longer than I want to think about. I hope the thing I like about business communications is that English people would look out the window and see a tree and talk about its leaves, the sun shining off the cascading leaves, and the color and the smell in the air. I would say it's a tree. Really, it's a tree. That's it. I'm very concise, but so is business communication. We try to be concise. We want to be direct and to the point. We don't want to have to explain things again and again and again. So that's one of the things that we look at, and it's just so much easier to be direct at certain times. There are certain times we want to be indirect. For example, if you're not getting hired for a job, that I would want to be indirect and kind of build up to it, give you my reasons for it, and then, although because the budget is limited to the amount of space that we have at this time, we can't accept you. Something like that would be a time I would want to delay. I don't want to say we can't accept you because we don't have limited space. It's more in your face. You want to say the bad news only once. Again, all these wonderful things that are direct and concise and wonderful about business communications. All right, enough about that. Take a look around and time to get started. Here we go.